Welcome back to the TMI FYI podcast. I'm Nat.
I'm Claude.
And we're here to talk some shit. Hello, welcome back. Cheers, sisters.
Cheers. Yeah.
We're here in our nook. We're having a lovely Saturday.
We are. And on that note, before I become obsessed.
Before we even begin.
I just noticed that my legs are a little bit dry, like toast. So.
Oh, okay.
We don't want to be ashy.
No, we don't.
And we don't want any haters zooming in on my legs saying, not for the people. No one needs to see that.
This is a civilized.
I'm going to go lotion real quick. I'm going to add a little moisture to my skin.
All
right. It may take a while, but I'll be right back.
Okay, you go do that. This is a civilized podcast. We can't have that here. And actually, you know what? It's kind of the perfect intro to what we wanted to talk about today, because what we wanted to talk about was beauty standards, aging, especially as women. There's like so much pressure on us to be moisturized. Here we go. We're back. Hi. Welcome back.
Where's Sans Ash?
That was actually pretty quick.
I know. It doesn't take much. I could go every 5 minutes and it'll be right back.
It was just that little piece of leg that you were worried about.
It would be the whole thing. It's my skin is just dry. It's just dry, and I don't drink enough water, but that's a whole nother.
This isn't moisturizing. This isn't hydrating.
It isn't. Bellini's on deck.
No.
Today we are not coffee talk. Today it's
Saturday. It's a Saturday.
It's coffee or cocktails.
It's coffee. So when we record during the week, it's a coffee.
It's a coffee because then we finish and then we have life.
Yeah, you got stuff to do.
But today's Saturday and kind of Saturday afternoon. We're throwing in an extra one. We're fitting it in, right? Mm-hmm. And so it's cocktails today.
It's cocktails today, and I think we need one to talk about this particular topic, which again is
to feel better,
to just kind of like bring down a little bit of the angst, the anxiety, the rage. I get rage. I'm worked up.
Yes.
So I came in today. Full disclosure. Part of why we're talking about this is I came in revved up.
Tell me, Nat. Tell me. What's got your bun? What is it? El moño virado.
El moño virado. All right. It's got your bun like twisted, right?
That's a Spanish expression which I find hilarious.
It's
el moño virado is literally what's got your bun twisted, which makes no sense in English. Like, what? It's a twisted bun.
Panties in a wad?
In a wad.
Yeah.
So, and,
by the way, can I tell you how much I hate the word panties?
Really?
Oh.
No.
It's such a ew. In fact, with my friends, we call it the P word.
Oh, no. I use the real P word. Yeah. I used to hate that word. Now I love it. But because it really sends the message. But panties? No. And I will always tell my husband when I'm folding laundry, I go, here, fold your panties. And we laugh. Oh, yeah, no, I don't.
Panties are for perverts.
No.
All right. Anyway, we digress.
Undies.
Give us your take. Yeah. Panties, yay or nay? All right.
I like panties.
Gross.
I'm panties.
What are you
going to call underwear?
Yeah.
Oh, no. That's like big white men's ugly Fruit of the Looms. No.
My undergarment? I don't know.
No, man.
Actually,
I don't know what do you call them? My underwear. You probably call them
I do call them my underwear. I'll get like cute underwear. I'll say I need to go get cute underwear.
No.
Mm-mm. All right. You know what?
Panties. Panties. They're panties. They're thong panties.
Then you just say thong. You don't have to say thong panties. That's so
I know. It's redundant.
Repetitive.
It's redundant. But I don't know.
Also, wait. Okay. This is before we're sidetracking.
Yeah, we're sidetracking.
But this is important. Thongs, yay or nay?
Mm-mm.
No thongs.
I'm past that.
Okay.
They're just uncomfortable. Now, here's the thing. If they're too lacy, they itch, they scratch. If they're too tight, they're annoying. And if you can see them when you bend down, like out of your jeans, like we're over that. It's not the 90s.
Oh, no. But who's wearing a low rise?
Well,
actually, I think it might be coming back, which is a disaster.
Then don't.
You young girls have no idea.
Go commando in your jeans. There's nothing wrong with that. Nobody knows.
Commando?
Stop it. Yes, there's plenty of people.
In a jean?
Of course.
What?
Plenty of people do it.
This is a sensitive area. I'm not just rubbing denim on it.
Girl.
Oh. No. Okay.
I'm just going to say that don't wear a thong with the freaking straps hanging out.
Well, definitely don't do that. Right. That's not a good
And you can't wear granny panties either with low-rise jeans.
But why not?
Granny panties with your jeans.
Not with low-rise.
On.
Not with low-rise. But with a regular jean? With a nice mid-rise or a high-rise?
That's fine.
So
and visible panty lines, no. No.
Okay.
Gym wear, all that shit. Wear your thong, whatever, but do not wear.
Wait, so you're saying no to the thong, but yes to the no
You
to
can
the
wear
thong?
the thong, just don't have the straps show. Like, that's just cheesy.
Okay.
Like, that's just no.
All right, but a VPL, a visible panty line.
Horrible. It's horrible.
You know what though? And this kind of ties into what we wanted to talk about a little bit, is like, I think I don't care anymore. Like, I used to give a lot of F's about, like, I don't want anyone to see that I'm wearing underwear, despite the fact that we're all wearing it. Okay, we all know.
It's just
maybe you're not
pretty.
because you're
No.
going commando.
No, and your jeans and low rise. I just don't want whatever underwear you choose. String.
But who cares?
Thong. It's the public. The public is looking at. Okay, but they are. And it's just a visual. It's a visual violation. It's an arrest ticket.
An arrest warrant?
No, it's just a warning. Like,
go directly to jail?
like, do not pass. Like, if you know you're wearing a low rise thing, why are you going to wear undies
but
that
I'm
show
not-
when you bend over? Like,
You
that's
didn't-
just like when you wear a shirt that's going to fall off your shoulder and the bra strap. That's
So
fine. You're not going to get whatever, but it's just not pretty. The point of wearing an off the shoulder thing is to not have something there showing. Like, I don't know.
Okay, well,
That's a
I
fashion
guess
thing, I think.
It is, but I guess I got into this because I've had this conversation with my friends, and so I was almost exclusively a thong person for a really long time.
So was I.
Even like to go to sleep, I was wearing thongs.
Oh.
And my friends were shocked. Like, I traveled with one of them, and she was like, "Are you wearing a thong to bed?" And I'm
You're
like,
not picking me up. We ain't sleeping in the same bed.
"No," but I was like, "Is there any other kind of underwear? Like, are we wearing?" I just anyway,
I like the cheeky.
they don't look good on me.
But who's looking? The point is they don't show. No, isn't it about just having underwear on?
You know what? I don't know. I feel like everything gives me a wedgie. It's all uncomfortable.
And the thong goes on as a wedgie.
But it's designed that way. So it's almost like I don't even feel it anymore. It's kind of like a tampon. Like,
Right.
it goes in and it's like, it's not there anymore.
I get it. I have plenty and I like them. They just have to not be tight or thick. Like when it's a thicker fabric, like they just, no, I'm not at the point where I need to suffer that.
Do you have a pair of like
Favorite?
Well, a favorite. Everyone's got a favorite, but do you have like period underwear? Like
Not
I don't. Oh, right, right. But
No.
did you when you
Nope.
were getting periods? You didn't have period underwear?
Yes, I have, and I think they're like my crampy. I feel gross. Like they're
Yeah.
just comfy,
Roomy.
bigger size. They're not humongous. They're just
No,
full.
that's just me.
In the front and the back, but they weren't like cotton or anything. They were like they're Victoria's Secret, like not spandex, but that like kind of. I don't know what the fabric is, but it's
Something nice, something with a little give.
But
stretch.
I've had them. I swear to God, 20 years.
Oh, okay. Wow.
They've just been there, but they were only for that use, and now they're just there in case God knows what. But no. But yeah, you have the ones that are coming. You don't want them cutting it. I used to bloat really bad. You know.
Yeah. I used to, I just recently had like a procedure that I had to get done in this general area.
For you to talk about that procedure. That was so good.
It was not good. But I had a little something done, and
it wasn't a vaginoplasty.
It was not. No, it was nothing.
It was not a vajay rejuvenation.
It's nothing.
You're not there.
Nothing that my husband is like, yes, I'm so glad you did that. Nothing like that. It wasn't quite so fun. But I had to. I didn't have any like. Big underwear, and it needed room for like healing and breathing and air
and no friction.
I sent my husband to go get me, and I was like, just get me something that's like practical, I think is what I said.
Sent him to Target.
I sent him to Target.
Of course, because they have the whole little 3-pack.
Go to Target. Yeah, but what he brought back was it was an abomination. I
Oh,
was like,
no.
why are we making
Did
these?
they have like little flowers?
No, one had a cheetah print that was like it was.
But what was the shape? Were they bikinis or were they
Claudia? They're so large. I don't even know. They
Like
were
flags.
It
Canopies.
covers like it could like if I tried it'd be like right under my boobs. Like they're huge.
Well, you wanted room.
He did. You know what? I did ask for something practical.
And for me. Well,
they're
I know.
not good.
You can't.
Like,
you have to send specifics.
You got
look it up first and give them a picture and say, "Go find these."
Yeah, I know.
I know.
And at the
So
end of
anyway.
the day, it's like, who cares? Which is what we want to start.
So
we got.
So now we'll start talking.
So
about
now
our
let's get into it, which is about. But I think we're kind of in the realm.
Right.
We're in the neighborhood because we were talking about beauty, and I was saying I came in riled up because I saw this post on social media from this dermatologist that I follow, and she's really nice. I've actually met her in real life. I've gone to see her. she basically said to me, well, what you're describing that you want is Botox and fillers. And I was like, no, but I don't want Botox and fillers. And she's like, no, but you want this.
You want the effect that they give you, but you're not, okay.
Because I'm like, I don't want to do Botox. I don't want to do fillers. Like, I want something more natural, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, yeah. Well, so what you're saying is you need Botox and fillers.
And I'm not a magician. So either.
She's like, bitch, please. So I was just like, okay, well, no thanks. Like, I guess I'm not going to do it. So I didn't see her anymore, but I still follow her. She's nice. But she posted something that it made me mad. And maybe I should look inward and be like, why does this trigger me so much? Maybe I'm not as secure as I think I am. But she posted this thing that was basically like her kind of sitting there like pondering, like, what if I just stopped doing Botox and fillers and looked my age and aged naturally or something like that? And then the caption was all like, yeah, no, like absolutely not. And the comments were all of these women that were like, absolutely no way, gross, ew. And to me, it just felt icky because I'm like, you know, these are the sorts of messages that we're getting all the time. Like, you are not allowed to age. It's a natural process. It's normal that you're going to look older as you get older. And yet, we're basically being told, like, you cannot. Or
women are told.
Women are told. Yeah. Oh, yeah, because men are silver foxes. Men look better as they age. And they do. And you know what? They do look better.
Fuck them, man. God, that is so...
Like, I think my husband's hotter now.
How many raw deals did we already get between cramps and periods and blah, 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 and you name it? Like, we've gone down that road. Everybody knows. We're not here to, like, lament being a woman. Happy to be a woman.
I love being a woman.
But, I mean... There's a lot of shit we got to go through and carry and deal with. And then, you know, aging on top of it, you know... And people on TV, allowed. For instance, the women age and it's like, okay, we're phasing you out and we're going to put the hot new girl next to the silver fox. The guy's getting better with age. Doesn't matter if he gains weight. That he's sexier. He's better. It's like, oh, man.
Oh, like, hi, dad bod? Dad bod
is fine even at 30 left for men. And
dad
it's like,
bod is, you know, yeah, it's where it's like sexy to be soft and got a little belly.
But if you have a mom bod, she had a baby and she let herself go. And it's like,
I know. And
so God forbid, my body stretched 50 extra pounds
to accommodate this human
being that I birthed, you know, and now I have a problem because my body didn't just, you know, Wonder Twins activate, like, pow, boom, right back, snap back into whatever by the time you leave the hospital. Like,
I know. And so it's so hard because I just feel like there's I think so many of us are dealing with this pressure of wanting for ourselves to look good and wanting to kind of reclaim some of our youth if you are in a woman of a certain age, as we may be. But it's so difficult because it's like now we're getting told you can't even age. Don't have a gray hair. Don't be ashy.
Don't be, oh, girl. Wear pants if you're going to be ashy.
Don't have a hair out of place.
Oh, don't have a hair in your chin.
Or two.
or seven.
I still have just
the
one.
They have friends.
Again,
they have friends. They're waiting. They're like in Braveheart. They're waiting behind the lines. They're going, you know.
Yes.
They're coming. Girl, they
Not
are
for me.
coming.
They won't come for me.
They will.
But yeah, I mean, it's so hard. And then, you know, you're on social media now. Everyone's on social media now. And you got these perfect looking girls. And it's whether they're actually perfect looking because they're so young or because they have a million filters.
You know that I don't know how to use a filter. It's probably why I don't post a lot of things at all, like personal or with my face. Not because I don't know how to do any of that. I wish I did. And when that Snapchat shit came out, and I'm like, everybody's with the things. I'm like, really though? Like,
oh, but the Snapchat's like funny filters, I feel like, for the most part.
I guess.
Although I don't use it the way the youth uses it. I think the youth is using it in ways that are I just don't know how to use a filter. I use it once on my iPhone, like when I take a picture of something and I'm like the setting that like warms it up or whatever, but like fix things. No. Oh yeah. So these filters, especially if you're on like, I haven't really seen them so much on Insta. I don't know how to use them, but on TikTok, you can literally blur out any imperfection and it looks super natural. Or you can give yourself longer eyelashes, bigger eyes, a thinner nose.
What's time for that?
Well, it's actually not hard at all. You just like go to the little menu and pick that one and you look great.
See, I don't do that.
But
okay. But I get it.
It also gives you a very distorted, like, this is what people look like. Why this woman has...
But I mean, they've been doing that kind of forever, like in magazines, the airbrushing and whatever.
True.
And so that's where this comes from. from way back.
Way back.
You
because
know, you're
have,
trying to attain something that's not real. I mean, this has been a public knowledge now for a while of women saying, I'm trying to attain something that's unattainable.
Like, and yet we continue to do it.
And yet we continue. And we think, which is funny, because really you do it because you want to, I guess, feel attractive to the opposite sex or the same sex, whatever. You want to attract the person that you're wanting to attract.
Someone.
And you think you have to live up to, you think that that's what they're looking for. Mm-hmm. And as, I don't know, most women, a lot of women, I hope, understand this. Men are visual. Women are not. Which is why you have...
Dad bod.
No. Which is why you have Playboys and you have... It's visual. They want the visual. They want to see the pretty thing. Yeah. And we want the romance. That's why there's romance novels. That's why women read them. We want to hear it. So we want the romance, the words, the actions, the things. And men just want to see a hot pair of tits and they're like, oh, awesome.
Doesn't even have to be hot.
Doesn't even have to be hot. Just two nipples and they're like, good.
Yeah.
You know? And so that's just it. But we think we have to live up to that.
Right.
To attract. And in reality, when you talk to men about it, they're like, no, like, I'm good. Like, we have that. But they want a warm body.
It's true.
You know, so it's not really, but we put the expectation and we put it on other women and we judge other women and we feel like we have to live up to the lady next to us. Oh, well, she's doing a fuck and I'm in the same group with her and I gotta, I'm not showing up without doing.
So it begs it begs the question though. So then are you doing it to attract the mate? Although I do think there is something to feeling desired.
Of course.
You know, there is, like, I remember when I was a pretty young thing, like I would walk
You're
out.
Still pretty young thing.
I thank you. I was hoping you would
Fuck
say
your
that.
Skin,
No.
by the way.
No,
hate your skin.
What?
Because it's like perfect.
It's really not.
Okay. But see, but this is what I mean. I see it and you think, I have to do, you were considering or talking to your dermatologist about Botox or whatever. And I'm looking at you going, God, it's so smooth and there's no spots. And
I'm like, I
damn
know where
you, baby oil in the 80s. Yeah.
Oh, I did it in the 90s too.
Okay, but
baby oil and Coca-Cola.
Wait.
That and the cigarettes I used to smoke, it's all going to come hit me.
Here. You'll get it here. That's what I'm dealing with.
It's all going to get me.
By the way, I know. Don't even. Okay, but I'm going to say it because I don't want, I do social media because I watch the things that my husband sends or my daughter, my friends, whatever, and I watch the things. And sometimes reading the comments are fun, but you know, people can be, I get it. People can be vicious. So I'm not going to read anything because I don't think that's good for anybody. So you can read. I'm just going to say that I get it. I have deep lines. We're fighting with it. They're there. But you know what? I laugh a lot. I'm expressive. As you can see, my earthworms in my hands, my veiny hands, my deep crevices in my face. They're there. I know. I don't love them, but practicing self-love, I'm trying to say, okay, so they're there. They show life. They whatever. Sure, I could do all kinds of things, do fillers and look like a Muppet when I'm done. No.
But people do.
But they do. And it's like, I wish the attitude would be a little bit more of enhance, not alter. Like,
that's a good philosophy.
Yeah, like work. And I said that to a dermatologist once because I was starting to get rosacea. Fun. Rosacea. And then when I drink a little bit of alcohol, my cheeks get flaming red. I can't drink red wine anymore. Like things happen. It's just not a pretty.
Is that an aging thing?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Mm.
Yes, it is, Nat. Ass. You're an asshole. Yes, it's an aging thing, bitch, and you're gonna get there too, and you're gonna flame up, and you're gonna put wet napkins on your face in the middle of a restaurant because I had to do that in 40-degree weather. We're on a trip and we're sitting outside having drinks, and I thought my face was gonna just melt. I'm like, what the fuck? Nobody else is hot out here, and they're like, it's 40 degrees. I'm like, give me a wet napkin now, and I had to put them on my cheeks because my face was on fire.
I'm sorry that happened to you.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. Thank you, young ass.
I'm actually not. I there's so many things now just down the aging path that's not beauty related. There's nothing beautiful about the indigestion, the foods I can no longer eat, the headaches that I get from random things.
See, I haven't. To me, it was the hot face of.
See, no hot face.
I can't really
the reflux.
Nope. Don't get that.
Well, there you go.
See,
lucky bitch. All right, move on. Moving along. Anyway.
Moving along. So. I don't even know.
We're wild today. We're going on lots.
It's okay. It's okay. But this is real conversation. These are the things that keep us on the couch for 8 hours, you and I.
This is what happens.
We go down all kinds and then we can't circle back. And now I'm trying to think where were we going with this? We didn't
Well, it's okay.
Okay, so we're talking about aging in your skin and the crevices. And I was saying
in your face, right?
And I get it, and I fight it because I refuse to the enhanced thing. I'm like, aging is normal, and I'm trying to practice embracing it and embracing, the aging, the changes, especially after menopause. And we had an episode on, the abrupt menopause is a little bit more drastic rather than easing into it over years. Mine was, because of surgery and whatever. But, there's certain things, and I just don't, when you do certain things to keep at, the more you do, the more you have to do, etc. The fillers don't last as long, whatever. I'm terrified of fillers. I do Botox, and I have for over 10 years because my forehead became like a road map. And I was like, wow, okay. So I did do a lot of sun damage and stuff when I was in my earlier in my teens. Never took care of my skin, never used moisturizer, probably until my late 30s, early 40s. So I was really late. Like I let a lot of damage really sink in. Really, I got sunspots, all that kind of stuff. So then when I started taking care of it, I'm doing the moisturizer. I'm like, well, fuck, I want to look like I feel inside. So I started feeling like I was looking older than I felt. And so, scoop back 10 or 15 years when all of the craze and the thing was get all this and get the this and the this. So I started with just Botox and had some good experiences and bad where they put too much and then your forehead is like this.
You're frozen. It's just so weird.
And then you take a picture and you're like, why is there a light reflecting off of my forehead? And you're like, oh, because it's like so smooth. I'm like, I didn't like that.
Yeah.
So I've leveled it off to where and honestly, I'll do like a little bit. I want movement. I don't mind seeing creases and wrinkles.
That's normal.
Right. And it was at the point where, and I don't know if it's hereditary, I guess, too, because my father was very wrinkled. He smoked a lot as well. But the creases, I just wanted a little something to just not look tired and not look. So it was kind of like refresh.
Yeah.
And that's kind of still what I do. I've done lasers to get rid of, I was getting big, like not age spots, sunspots, because age spots haven't happened yet. But I'll let you know when they do. So got rid of, I've done lasers for that. I was getting rosacea. I had a laser to help with the rosacea because it was getting bad and it was bothering me. Yeah. It wasn't like I'm trying to look 25. That's not going to happen. And when you do too much of it, we can tell.
Well, that's the thing. There's
come on.
There are so many people walking around where I'm like, okay, what you look like to me, and no judgment, but
it is,
but a little bit. But you just look like a 55-year-old woman who's trying to look 35. Like you can,
and you don't look 35,
and you don't. No, you don't. You look like a 55-year-old.
Anybody,
right? And so, and I just think to myself like that. It just sucks that we feel that we need to do that, right? That we need to put ourselves through the time, the expense, the
dangers. Because there's some like we've discussed in the past of the BBLs and and they go to like strip centers and the medical facilities. Because it's a bargain or they get a deal. It's like, listen, this is surgery.
Yeah.
Like this isn't just fillers and they fucked up and in 6 months it'll wear off.
But even fillers, like they could really mess with your face.
Like they put cement in people. Like I was saying, it's a fix-a-flat, but it ain't gonna fix your flat ass. Like this is serious shit. Anesthesia. I'm not afraid of anesthesia, but I'm not gonna go to a medical center for Lupita to friggin', no. Like this is your life. People have died in these things. You have to go somewhere trustworthy, and this is not the place to bargain shop. Absolutely this is not the place to skimp and say, I saved $1,000. No. Actually, I want to pay the most because I want the best person who's going to be cutting me open and doing some drastic shit. And
100%.
And make sure you're doing it for you, not you're going to have to live with the after effect if it goes wrong, if it looks shitty. You're going to have to go through a ton of
Well, that's why I think it's so important. And this is what I think we don't talk about enough, that yes, we hear about all the advancements and all the ways you can look younger, but very less frequently do you hear about people wanting to get to the core of well, why are you doing this? What is it that you're chasing? What is this for?
Youth, the fountain of youth, the magic.
But why? Because I just think there's this chase that we have for something. You're chasing the dragon, and you're never going to get there. Even you said I want to look as young as I feel. If you talk to I remember my grandmother. So
70-year-olds or 80-year-olds, and they're like, and then they're young at heart. Yeah.
I feel 40. Because I don't think your consciousness, which is the essence almost of who you are, like that doesn't age in the same way that your body does. And so you're chasing that because I feel like 25 inside.
I still feel some days my body reminds me that I'm not. I wake up and I'm like, ooh.
Some days I'm 72. Okay.
It takes me a little while to get out of bed now. There's a little ooh and ah first. I'm like, I can't move that fast anymore. Something's going to pull or be hurt if I try to get to the bathroom too fast. I know.
But generally, I feel very young and sprightly. And it's like, if I'm always trying to chase that, I feel like I'm
you're on a treadmill. You're never going to get
there's
the
no
golden
there.
Yeah.
There's no there. And so I just feel like it's such a trap that we're in that's been set for us where, and it's really hard no matter how confident you are or how much you try to like escape it. Everyone falls victim to it at least at some point.
And we live in society. Like we're out, we're not in a judgment-free zone. Not that we care because honestly, like, okay, so one of my favorite things to do when I was younger was people watch. I still people watch, and I always say, I'm not harming anybody. I'm not telling them, I'm not embarrassing them. I'm not going on social media and saying, look at this person,
Yeah.
We've all done it. And if you try to say you haven't, you're a liar.
You're a big fat liar face.
Because we've all done it. And I always say they're in public, so they're free game. Like they stood in the mirror and went, I'm good. And they go out and that's what they chose. And sometimes like, wow, okay, maybe a little thought could have gone into that. Like other people have to look at you. You're not by yourself in this world. It is what it is. Okay. It is a real world. We're out there.
I hear you.
You don't have to impress everybody, but run a brush through your hair. Like, give a shit a little bit about yourself. Like to me, that's what it is. It's more of, I feel good when I take care of myself. I feel, even when I'm feeling not so fit or I'm feeling heavy or I'm feeling drawn or there's days where we're just like, oh, fuck this. And I don't want to leave the house. Or if you do, you throw your hair in a clip. I don't give a shit who sees me. That's fine. That's normal. That's fine. But if that's your pattern all the time, it's like, now you have to look at like a little self-love, a little like, I know when I take care of myself, I do something that I want, when I dye my hair, my roots and my silver little shiny sparkles of my roots aren't showing.
I have a friend who calls them tinsel.
Yes.
And I think tinsel. That's such a nice, it's such a kinder way.
I've talked about this with you before. I have a friend who let herself go completely gray and she has blue eyes and she always used to have dark hair and she looks stunning. And then now she let it all go and she's like white silver.
Does she look like one of those like huskies?
She just looks, it's so pretty. And
it's probably really striking.
Oh, it's beautiful. And I'm like, but I get a lot of grays, but I don't know if I would get a full head right now. So
you have to really that's an investment that you're making.
Yeah. And it's going to take a while to let it all grow out and whatever. But I always think, okay, in the future, when I get to that point, I'm looking I think it looks cool, but again, it has to be for you and the things you do, whatever it is, cosmetic, if you do Botox, if you do fillers, do it for you, not because you think you have to live up to something. And that's very easy to say, but just remember that if it's so obvious, what are you really accomplishing? Like when you get your boobs done.
Yeah.
Some people really want the big boobs. I was telling you, I know somebody who likes it to be known that it's fake. Does her lips, and they're extremely huge. Does her eyelashes, they're like tarantulas. She does her boobs. But she says, if I'm going to do it, I want it to look fake. I want you to know
that's such an interesting take.
It is really, it's the only person I know that does it that way. And she's very happy, but she does it. She's not married. She is divorced, whatever, but she says, I love it. She likes it. Like she says, why do it if it's not going to be noticed? I'm of the opposite mentality.
Yeah.
I would say do it if it makes you feel good. And I think subtle is the way, like, you want to make someone wonder, did she or didn't she? That's where you're still in the good point where it's like, it's so subtle that, man, she's doing something right. She's eating well. She's doing whatever.
Have you seen Anne Hathaway?
I heard. I just saw a picture of her. My husband he was like, she looks the best she's ever looked. I'm like, all right, honey, slow down.
Yeah.
Bring it back a notch.
Settle down.
Yeah, you're not going to meet her. Stop it.
She's not into you.
Yeah. And if she's in your top 5 laminated, it's not going to happen. Stop it.
Do you guys have a top 5 laminated?
We do. Mine has changed a lot over time.
Well, it has to evolve over time. If it doesn't, that's weird.
Yeah.
Because
I do have
some people that are in used to be my top 5, like they've aged. Speaking of aging, sorry. But
yeah, this is an aging thing. They've aged out of the list.
They've aged out of my list. I'm like, no, I don't think we can go there anymore.
And I think as I've aged, like I'm not
looking for the same things.
Like I was, let's say 15 or 20 years ago. But yeah, and then I start rattling them off because it's not like a set. I remember I say it and I'm like, no, wait, no, they're not on the list anymore. But I can remember some that are very specific.
Okay, who's like a staple? You don't have to tell us all 5, but who's like always on the list?
Oh, George Clooney.
Even now.
Even married George Clooney.
No. It's George Clooney's hot. However, have you seen him recently with the dye job?
Yeah, no. Go back to Grey. What is that? That's for a movie role, though.
Okay, but listen to us saying like, oh, he's so hot if his hair is gray. When, aside from this friend who looked, but what woman is anyone being like, she looks so good with gray hair?
To me, and I've discussed this with my husband because I try to get the male, and he's pretty honest with me. Not only do they have the best facial, I'm not going to say plastic surgeon. Maybe she's admitted to it. It'd be hard not to, but that did a phenomenal job and has beautiful hair. Jane Fonda.
Okay, but Jane Fonda is like 80-something years old.
She looks fucking phenomenal.
No, she does.
Her haircut and color with the gray. Yeah. She looks great. And
she does.
I love her attitude. I love listening to her.
Oh, no, she's wonderful. I love her.
I would love a day with her. Jane, I love you.
Hi.
And Oprah.
Come
and Drew
join
Barrymore.
us.
Those are my 3. Those are my 3 wish lists.
Who's the other one?
Drew Barrymore.
Oh, Drew.
Because I think we would be like besties.
Do you know that Drew is my husband's like number 1?
Really?
He loves her, and I'm always like,
I love her.
I'm always like, really? Like,
yeah, my husband doesn't get it either.
One?
And my daughter used to say, I don't get it. I go, she and I would have these wonderful, like just in t-shirts, having ice cream, right? She's totally
I feel like you guys have similar energy.
So do I. And then Oprah, because everybody loves Oprah, and because she's just got so much life and wisdom and talk to so many people and so much to share. And I think we could just sit at her kitchen counter and like eat crappy food and good food and just say, what's our indulgence? What would I really like?
She's eating anymore. She's on the Ozempic or
so
whatever.
What? Good for her.
She's not that hungry anymore. What are you going to
No, I know, but whatever. We'll have celery. I don't care. We'll have a cocktail. She's just one of my,
Okay, so George Clooney is your silver fox
like he'll
staple.
never come off the list.
He'll never
might
come
move
off
down.
the list.
Like he used to be number 1, he moved down.
So who's number 1 now?
If we're going just for like visual, Chris Hemsworth, hands down. I know he's not for everybody. My daughter doesn't think so either, but he's just so pretty.
He's hot. Don't get me wrong. Like he's
got
beautiful to look
beautiful
at.
Face, his teeth. I'm a teeth.
Yeah, I know.
Teeth to me are a big deal.
Oh no.
Beautiful face. Then we've got Matt Damon. Matt Damon and Mark Wahlberg. Like they're even to me.
Well, they're like very similar looking.
Right. Like that, something about them.
And like a square head that you're into.
I don't know. Lenny Kravitz will always be on the list for me. Always.
He's a little small.
He's thin.
He's a little bite size for me.
Yeah, it's okay.
Not that he wants anything to do with me, by the way.
He's probably looking at your girl.
He's like,
but he's got like this trailer in the Bahamas, and it's like natural.
But you know what he's got? He's got Riz. He's with the kids. Have you heard of Riz?
No.
Oh, yeah.
The hell is that?
Oh,
okay. See, age. What?
So this is not even my generation. This is my son's generation.
What is that short for?
Riz, charisma.
Oh.
So someone who's got Riz has charisma, and he's got Riz.
Yes.
He's got it like
something is like
he's the Rizzler.
I want to know him. You know what I mean?
Master.
Yes. Something. Yeah. It's confidence.
It's sexy.
He's
sexy.
Confidence, which for women too.
That's what I'm saying. Hard. And I think sometimes when you get all this shit done, or you're buying all this stuff, and you're trying so hard, it's worth kind of again looking inward a little bit and being like, where is this coming from? Because it's a bit sometimes for some people, it could be a lack of confidence, and maybe it's like the injection's not going to fix it, and the new cream is not going to fix it.
You're going to want something else, and you're going to keep chasing the thing that's going to fix it this time.
Right. And then you're just going to find the next thing. And so it's worth like, stop looking in the mirror so much. I think it was Jennifer Garner who said that. Like, I think we all just look in the mirror too much. And I'm like, you're right, girl. We do. Like, we're spending so much time.
And we don't look in the mirror and say,
how beautiful.
Okay. Or you're doing great. Or yeah, you've come a long way. You're still here. Or you know what? Stay with it.
I'm proud of you.
We don't do that.
No.
I'm supposed to. My doctor told me that. Say what you would to your best friend. And I'm like, yeah, but. I always say, yeah, but. She goes, see, stop. Yeah. And I'm like, yeah. And I know I've discussed this and I don't want to take over the, conversation as I say, but, it's for some of us, it goes way back. It starts when you're little. It's the seed that's planted. I mean, this was obviously, before we even had, the hell were those like wireless phones in your house, like the cordless phones?
Oh yeah.
And I still had the wall with the long string and lay on the floor. Yes. And that was the best.
Yes, and you would get the really, really long cord,
and it would twist, and then your phone was busy, and then you got call waiting. You're like, oh, and then we had answering machines and whatever. So back in the day, I have a few experiences, and I remember one of my brothers. I was at Burger King because that's a great dietary place. Burger King, and there was no salads at the time, by the way, with my best friend, and my brother took us for whatever. I don't know, 10, 12, and he looks at me and he starts laughing. He goes, your lips are so big. And I'm like, okay. Already like, okay, embarrassed. And I'm thinking, oh my God, I felt like, what's that freaking cartoon from way back then? Fat Albert. One of the characters had these big lips on there, and I'm thinking, okay, that's it. Self-conscious about my lips already. Then later on, it was my thighs, big legs. Oh, she has big legs. Oh, and then I started playing sports and whatever. And I was like, I was always the one, with big legs. And my other brother would say something. And then even in high school, I remember somebody saying something. And now looking back, I remember, I think I was like a size 7 or a size 5 or something.
Like
and I'm
like completely healthy, normal size.
But again, back then, someone just pointing it out, like, oh, she got a big butt or whatever. And of course, I felt, oh, I'm the biggest one here, ridiculous. So you start already getting in that. And then my senior year in high school, I gained a lot of weight, life circumstances and whatever. And I remember getting ready for prom, and the dress I bought, it was a size 10 back then. I think the sizes have changed, but still, it was a bigger size, whatever. I had bought it, didn't fit. And I had to run out that day and ask my sister's friend. And she's like, let me see what happened in my closet. And I got a dress. And I remember looking at the picture still to this day. And it doesn't even look like me. Like I was.
You don't even know her.
No, super heavy and whatever. And I remember now I look at the picture. I go, my poor prom day is probably going, what the fuck? But anyway.
Well, no.
And then the wonderful situation I've told you about. I had graduated and I was working in a restaurant. And it was a fun, like Mexican restaurant. I worked in the cocktail in the bar. And it was happy hour on Fridays. It was a big deal, and everybody would come in for the dollar drafts and whatever. And it's like packed. And then we had this table for the regulars, and they came in every afternoon at 4:00 to whatever, and we had it reserved for the regulars. And it was like your regular crew, and they were sweet, and they tipped you great. And this gentleman was one of them that would come a rando. Like he would not every day, but he came.
He was a semi-regular.
Like I knew who he was.
Yeah.
So I was working in this restaurant and it was happy hour. And so dollar drafts, whatever. And I'm walking through the crowd and I'm like, whatever. And I see him walk in. I'm like, oh, at the table. I have beers in my hand. And he comes up and he grabs my face.
Okay. Already. Ew.
Yeah.
Don't touch.
But I mean, it was different times and it didn't even whatever. And I was 20 or 19 and he was like this older man. So I didn't even think about it. It was more like fatherly almost. Like,
look, don't touch. Go on.
Well, he did. And he looked and he grabbed my face and he goes, what happened to you? And I'm thinking, what? Like, what happened to me? What
do you mean?
Nothing. I've been here. I wasn't on vacation or anything. What is he talking about? He goes, you could be so pretty if you just lost some weight. And I go, oh, so he noticed. So it's obvious because you try to tell yourself like when you gain weight or whatever, like no one notices. I'll just, you notice, you got to go to a bigger size, bigger clothes. No one needs to tell you. Like the abuelitas and the Hispanics love to tell you. They love
to point it out.
They love to tell you you've gained some weight or you're too thin. You're never good.
You're never just right.
Never good. You're either too fat and don't get more, or too thin and you need to eat.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's what he says. What happened to you? You could be so pretty. You could be so pretty if you lost some weight.
Sir, we hate you.
And I was like, I gotta go drop these drinks off at the table. And to this day, I was 19 or 20, 30 years later, I'm like, that's still, I remember the moment. I remember what he was wearing, where I was standing in the restaurant, where we were. It was monumental in my life. It was like, boom, the marker. Mm-hmm. And then my ex, just, we're children. We were in our early 20s, and I was with him for 4 years, but married briefly, whatever. And I remember he was a very good looking guy, and I was self-conscious already.
I mean, you already had all these seeds that had been planted.
He's gonna point out, and am I pretty enough for him? Is he? I've seen the girls he's dated, and you have insecurities.
Sure.
And we were somewhere at a bar, like a Chili's or a Bennigan's or one of those, and we're sitting at the bar having drinks, and it was like very early, and within the first month or two that we were dating, and I wore shorts, jean shorts. I remember them from Express, cuffed, whatever. And we're sitting at the bar, and he grabs the inside of my thigh, like sitting next to me, has his hand on my leg, but then he like pinches, like, the meaty part of the inside of your thigh. And I'm like, is he trying to tell me like that's too much? It's in instantly your mind starts to race. He didn't say anything, but there were times like we were watching a video a little bit later on, and Janet Jackson came out, and when she got really fit and she came out with that song
she's
again.
Always like yo-yoed, like she'll be like,
she got that first time she came out with the tribal thing and the six pack, and she came out with Antonio Sabato Jr.
He was a hunk of hunk.
I don't know where he went, but
where are you,
I don't know,
sir?
Antonio,
come back. You were cute.
Yes. So I remember, and it was that video, and so we're watching. He goes, "You could look like that if you worked out a little more." Like, again, the thought in my head is, I'm not good enough.
Yeah.
He's gonna be looking for someone prettier. I still haven't, I only matter if I look as good as I can look.
Right.
Like, you're never going to have the guy. You're never going to have, it's always about how you look. And from a young age, that's just planted in there. And then every moment that happens reinforces it. And that it's a monster. It just grows. It's a monster that feeds itself. And then you have introduce social media, and then it's all around you, not to mention the magazines. I mean, everybody's talked about the beauty magazines and all that, but it's like, again, so what? I don't matter as a woman. It doesn't matter what I know, what I can do, what I've accomplished, it just matters how I look.
Yeah, well, even
other than that.
If you think about it though, and I know that some people might hear this and be like, oh, like the woke, whatever. But like, if you think about it, the way even that we raise our kids, I have boys, right? And I do tell them that they're cute and I think they're so handsome or whatever. But for the most part, it's like, you're so funny, you're so brave, you're so smart, you're so all these other things. Like, their looks is not something I generally talk to them about, right? Whereas I don't have girls, but I do have nieces. And I often find myself, or even just around any little girl, you're so beautiful.
Qué linda.
You're so pretty. Qué linda. You're so pretty. And you look like a princess. And that's all nice. But I think that even there is where those seeds start to get planted of like, oh, this matters. This is what's important. And so I think it's worth remembering when we talk, even just to little girls, like even just starting there, it's okay to say someone's pretty. That's fine. Like that's a nice thing to say, but we got to balance it out with other things so that girls don't feel like this is the only thing that I'm good for. And if I don't have that, I'm worthless. I'm not lovable, because that will get you chasing something that you'll never find.
No, and it's interesting because I had that experience and that was my thing. And thank God that, my husband now, we've been together
100 years.
Last century, no, 28 years, I guess. We just celebrated our 25th anniversary.
Since the 1900s.
Shut the hell up.
Since the 1900s.
Hoe bag.
Yes,
since the 1900s. Okay, we've done ups and downs, but we're here. Damn it.
Yes, and he's lovely. We love him.
Yes, 25 years married and like 28 together. So, and he has never, ever, and he knows my battle and he knows that I struggle with it. And he always says, God, it must be so exhausting to constantly, I go, it is. And sometimes I pay attention, sometimes I don't. But he's never pointed out to me. He's very honest. Like I'll tell him, how does this look? He goes, oh, maybe change this. Because he knows that I want him.
Yeah.
He says, and I know you. I want you to look, I'm not going to He's very good at
He's not going
that.
to send you out to the street in a way that you're going to be unhappy
and I love taking him,
with.
like if we go shopping or something, and he'll give me his honest. I trust his judgment because he'll tell me, no, that doesn't look good, or you know. And I never say, does this make me look fat? He knows what I'm asking when I say, how does this look? I don't need to.
Men, know what they're asking.
Know what they're asking. All they want to know is this flattering or not?
Exactly.
So, so he's never pointed out, but he will point out when he knows I'm trying or I'm exercising extra or really sticking to some sort of eating plan, one of the 27,000.
Because this woman, by the by, has shared some psychotic eating
I have done
patterns.
I have started with the South Beach pineapple diet, whatever the hell it was back in the 80s and 90s. I've done Weight Watch, Nutrisystem, Jenny Craig. I've done pre-planned meals. I've done the no carb, no sugar, no alcohol, no fat for 10 months. That was when I started like weightlifting, and it was great. But I mean, then I went to Italy and that went to hell. Oh, wow. So yeah, I mean, please.
Yeah.
So you name the diet, 21 Day Fix, Shakeology. Name it. I promise
we'll get into that another time.
Promise you.
We'll talk about diet culture.
I can give you Optavia, the bars, the shake, it's Slim Fast. Atkins. Oh my God.
Slim Fast. I forgot about that.
Oh, lots of gas. Don't do it.
They were delicious though.
They were.
They
and
tasted
then you just
so good.
Fart your day along.
And by the way, I was drinking those as a child.
I know. And they're delicious. But then, oh my God, be alone the rest of the day because ain't no one going to want to be in the same room with you. It's awful.
Do they even still make that?
I don't know. And if you're on it, God forbid.
It was
God
two Slim
Take
Fast
a Beano before you have them.
I still remember it was 2 Slim Fast and a sensible dinner.
Yeah,
that was a sensible
like
meal.
a 27-pound quesadilla. Yeah, okay.
No, in the commercial it was like a salad at the end of the day.
Sensible.
The sensible dinner.
Okay.
That's what it was.
Mm-hmm. So I don't even know.
So you've been there, you've done it all.
Right. So we're saying, so nice. And then sports. So what I try to do with my daughter when I had a girl, and I'm like, I told myself, I don't want to give her what's in Spanish said complejo. So
complex.
Yeah, complex. But I don't think they use it that much in English the same way.
Yeah, you get a complex about something.
All right, like a self.
Yeah, it's
low self-esteem. So I never wanted her to struggle with that, and it was tough because she did grow up, when she was 8 or 9 is when they started getting the sidekick phones or whatever. Still wasn't like social media and Instagram and all that, but it was already texting, whatever.
Right.
And she loves food. She still loves food, and she's just a happy. So I wanted her to get involved in sports and athletics and something because I knew exercise was important. I wanted her to be active. I wanted her to have something that she was proud of doing that she got into.
Oh, and there's so many benefits beyond having a nice body that exercise gives you and being in sports.
And, dealing and listening to a coach and all that stuff. And as she got older, she put on weight, she lost weight. And I never, ever, I stopped myself. And sometimes she'd gained a little more weight than she knew, like I always said, she knows. No
one needs to tell you.
I don't need to tell her. And
Please pipe down with your opinions, people. We know.
Yeah. Like,
we're aware.
I'm telling you, you have clothes and you put them on, they don't fit or they're tight. What does that tell you? Listen, not everything shrinks in the dryer. Not all your clothes shrunk at once. Stop it. You're not going to go get a new dryer. You're gaining a little weight. Step on the scale. I don't like the scale. I've learned over the years, muscle weighs more. I've gotten a healthier attitude about it, but it's still a trigger for me. It's still...
For a lot of people.
When I go to the gym and we say, okay, let's do your measurements. And I go, fuck, I got to step on the scale. I know because it's going to do something. I don't care. I know that muscle weighs more than fat. I know all that.
Water retention, et cetera, et cetera.
Whatever. It's just the number is the number. And I grew up in the age where the number mattered. Oh, you want to be a stewardess, had to be, I'm sorry, a flight attendant. Had to be this and this and this and couldn't weigh more than this. And, that's changed. But I mean, I grew up in the age where numbers made something.
It's changed, but it hasn't, right? Because we're still having these conversations where we are all still worried about fitting a specific mold. And the thing that's also, this other point I wanted to make is that it's so exhausting even trying to keep up with the standard that is set because it changes all the time. So you were told when you were 12 or whatever, which by the way is like really young to be talking about your lips, but like...
Oh, I was even younger than that.
Whatever.
I hadn't even grown into my features.
Yeah.
Brother.
So to be like at some point, like having big lips was like, you got big lips.
Yeah.
Now people are paying out
And
the
now my lips
ass.
have deflated. Now with
Well,
age,
I'm
because
sorry
I've
for
lost weight and the things happen.
Yeah.
Now I'm like, oh, I need more, but I don't want to do the thing because I don't want to walk around
Right, with the duck
with the
face.
duck face.
Yeah.
Duck face. No, girls.
No.
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 Just say no.
And if it looks fake, we know. Stop it.
Right.
No.
Unless you want it that way, and that's fine.
I mean,
but
okay, yeah, we have to be both sides. Well, come on.
what? You had a friend who likes it fake. Like, if that's your thing.
She does.
But
Oh.
even just like, okay, so
does.
big lips, big butts, and big legs. Like, that was not what people were looking for. In the 90s, we were heroin chic. We were Kate Moss. We were like as skinny as we, like, until you disappear. And then now it's J-Lo
and curvy
Kardashian and like
and now,
BBL and circling back to that.
And it's funny because I look at that and I think, oh my God, she looks beautiful. And it's funny to point out, for instance, like a Kim Kardashian, she doesn't have the ripped abs and whatever. She's curvy, but she's fit. You know, she's toned.
Oh, she's definitely fit because.
But like, she doesn't have, like, to me, you know, I guess every woman has her standard of what she finds beautiful. I can look at that and say, oh, she is beautiful. She's
she is.
sexy. She's desired. You know,
You
then I
desire
gain a little
Kim.
weight and I go to get curvy and I'm like, well, I can't in my psyche, I can't do it. And I hate that I have that struggle because most men will tell you, and I'm not out there dating, so it's not like I'm trying to attract most men. But my husband, for instance, doesn't like when I'm too thin. Like now I've lost my butt.
My husband doesn't really like that either.
And I'm like, how can you not like
that
it?
I have that problem.
No,
but
I'm like, how can you not like it? But what? Come on. And I get it because when I see it, I see the beauty.
Yeah.
But then when it happens to me, like I always say, I see the nutty professor. I feel like I gained 5 pounds and I've gained 50 because I have a psyche to work on. I'm working on it. I recognize it's a problem. It's a real. I'm really trying to have a healthy attitude about it, but I almost feel like my self-worth or whatever is
tied up in that.
It's tied up in that, and I feel like I've gained weight. Oh, everybody's gonna see. Nobody gives a shit, but it's not even about everybody anymore. It's like, oh, I like feeling comfortable in my clothes. I like being a certain size. Somehow, in my mind, I feel like I've achieved it. As shallow as that may sound, it's real. It's where my psyche has taken me through my life, through my experiences, through, you know?
Yeah.
And so when I look at other women, I appreciate and I love that they're curvier, they're bigger, they're thin. I get whatever it is they're trying to achieve. I get it. Because you're trying to achieve because it's what it makes you feel good when you get dressed, if you like having a really big butt and real thick, good for you. Like, it's got to be what you like. You can't try to fit what society or what other people are saying is in, because that's going to pass. In 6 months, it's going to be something else.
I know.
So it's got to be what you like looking at. And when you put on your clothes and it fits the way you like, and do it. Like, make you happy.
Yeah. And by the way, I think that, and to that point about making yourself happy, I think there's only so much happiness you're ever going to derive from how you look.
A physical thing, yeah.
Like that's only going to take you so far. And happiness is so much deeper than that. And I think anyone who's ever moved the goalpost after they've gotten what they thought was going to make them so happy, and then they realize, oh no, it wasn't the wrinkles, it's the hair, and oh no, it's not the hair, it's the legs, and it's not the legs, it's my arms.
Well, you know what though, Nat? I think also as a woman, because I'm a generation older than you. I know, shocker, right? The creases and the crevices didn't give it away.
Yeah, you are.
Fuck that. Whatever. I'm still your cool aunt.
You really are. You will forever be.
See, I'll take that over anything. That's what I want to be. And that's what brings me, that's why we even circled around to having this podcast. For me, it's something like now I've reached a point where I'm really excited and thriving. I want to learn more and I want to do more. Yeah, keeping up with the stuff makes me happy. I love having my purple hair, and I don't give a shit when anybody thinks I've had it for years and like, oh, you have purple in here. Yeah, I do. And I love it. And I don't care.
And what of it?
What?
And what
don't
of
come
it?
at me. No. So now I feel like I want to chase the things that make me happy, that fulfill me. So talking about things and life experiences and things that I know that I wish someone had told me, that someone might be struggling with and they don't have a place to go and talk about it, or, you know, just to know that someone out there might understand what they're going through, and that they're going to be okay, and that they're, or the plight, menopause. I went through a segment of time there, a couple months, that was tough, and I didn't expect it, and I didn't know what to do with it. I didn't know where to go. I didn't know what the fuck is wrong with me. Like, is it broken. This? Is it that? It was,
I'm broken. Like, there's something wrong.
What is wrong with me? And how many people am I going to hurt? Is this fixable? Do I need medication?
Yeah.
You're just searching. And so now I'm at the point where happiness is a big deal, and I don't want to waste my time doing things that are just to please others or because it looks good in others' eyes. No one is thinking about you.
No, they're not.
In the moment, people watch you, they're going to make fun of
and
you.
And then they're never going to think of you again.
And then they're going to move on.
Yeah.
And then they're going to continue with their own.
They're going to think about themselves and who's...
100%.
That's what we're all thinking about.
Like, do you still think about the lady you saw in the mall whenever?
No.
You're like, no, okay, you moved on. You got your pizza, you got your frozen yogurt.
Yeah.
You bought your outfit and you moved on.
Yeah.
You gotta do it for you, and that's not an easy place for everybody to get to.
No, it's really hard, but there is a practice. So I am getting my certification,
and I'm going to refill our drinks while you keep talking.
Okay, so I am getting my certification in positive psychology, and you just walked in front of my camera, so that's cool, awesome. Anyway, so one of the, and I can talk about that more another time, but there is a specific strategy practice that I think thank you. Look at you reliving your waitress days.
You would be so pretty.
You would be so pretty if, sir, we
see you. And you're an a-hole.
We don't wish nice things for you.
No, we do not. We hope your plane has a lot of turbulence.
You know what you want for people like that? It's like, I would never wish like something really bad, but I just want I want you to just like drop everything that you hold in your hand. Like things that are just really annoying.
I just want you to have a really embarrassing moment in public, or something, whatever you are wishing for. I hope it fails.
I want you to always like burn your toast. I want you to always burn the roof of your mouth when you eat something. I want you to stub your toe on every surface.
I keep looking at my shoes because there's something stuck on one, and I want y'all to see it. It's just gum.
And like hair.
Yeah, and hair and everything I picked up off the floor. Shut up.
Anyway,
go.
So going back to a takeaway, I hope you've gotten lots of takeaways from today, but this is a practice that I truly think that I've learned this in my psychology class. I think it's really helpful in kind of redirecting your focus, right? Because so much of this around these beauty standards and trying to keep up is about thinking about what you don't have. And when you are in a gratitude state, when you're grateful, and I know this sounds very like woke and woo-woo or whatever, but it really is helpful. When you are in a gratitude state, you are no longer thinking about, your attention is not on what's missing. It's on what do I have? And
I have a gratitude journal because we discussed, I love Oprah.
Yeah.
And when she came out with her book club, like my dream, one of my is to have all of them. I want a wall. It's my dream. I have a niece that says that all the time. We had to explain to her that she should say it's her wish.
So she's French.
Yes.
And apparently in French, and anyone who's French who's watching can confirm, you just say that for
ma rêve, however you say it, because I'm not French, but it's like how we would say, oh, I wish.
Yeah.
They say, I dream. So a lot of times we're out and doing stuff. She'll go, oh, that's my dream. And I'm like, Maya, you have a lot of dreams. And so we explained it to her today because she now lives here. And she was saying, and she explained to us why she says it. And we're saying, here we say,
I wish.
Or that's my biggest wish.
Yeah,
or
dreams
whatever.
are a little bigger than
dreams are
like a sandwich.
My dream, my dream. Farmland, animals, no people.
Villa in Tuscany.
And they sell them for like $1 now. Did you see that? I know. I want to just go.
No, and I'm learning my Italian Duolingo.
Anybody want to send us to Tuscany? We'll do that. We'll do a podcast from an empty ass house and
we'll do
remodel.
It. Okay. But back to the gratitude journal, Oprah.
So Oprah, I have mine, and I tell myself, and I gift them a lot of times because I know there's certain people in my life that love to do that, and I just haven't brought myself to do it yet. But I am practicing trying to not criticize myself.
Well, that's huge. That's a whole different self-love.
Even talk to myself and talk about, I'm grateful for this, or I'm happy this, or I take a blood test for the doctor and I'm like, I'm grateful and everything.
Yeah.
Came back, the small things. I'm grateful that I don't have to go to work 9 to 5 every day. I'm grateful, I don't write them down yet, but
nice.
I practice.
That's nice.
Goals, bitch.
Some of us do, but But no, well, so okay,
and you'll get wrinkles too.
No, not me. But so to insert a little science and psychology, our brains are actually wired to focus on the negative. We have a negativity bias, and it's part of our evolution because when we were living amongst lions and tigers and snakes and all of that, and we had to be really attuned to threats because you would not survive otherwise. Right. So it was very important for us to be always mindful of what's bad, what's hurtful, and that served us well in that time. In today's day and age where there's no tiger coming to get us, it's not that helpful to have a brain that's always looking at the negative, but that's just the human predisposition. And so you have to actively create new pathways in your brain to focus on things that are more positive.
You told me something very interesting before when you're talking about your psychology class, and you talked about the thoughts that you say and you repeat and they form like a...
Oh, yeah. So you create... Yeah. So you... every time you have a thought, there's basically like synapses in your brains, in your just the one brain.
Yeah,
just the one. just the one in your brain that connect, right? And that's what forms the thought. It connects. What happens is if you just have a thought one time, it's a very loose connection. It kind of eventually it loosens and it kind of goes away. You never think about it again. But when you repeat that thought, when you have it over and over again, the synapses, they start to connect more tightly and they start to envelop, and it's a tighter and tighter connection. Permanent. It becomes more permanent. So when you think to yourself, I'm ugly, I'm fat, I'm stupid, if you thought that one time, whatever, it's not going to affect you.
It's fleeting.
But when you have that thought repeatedly and it happens again and again and again, that starts to get tighter and tighter, and you form a literal like groove in your brain. It becomes like habitual for you to have that thought, and it's just automatic, and it's called like what is it, like some what wires together fires together. So it's just, it basically, you cannot not think that thought.
Okay.
So you can never undo it 100%. Once you have created like a connection like that, or a notch, right? Think of it almost like a necklace. Like when you create like if it
the kink.
It creates like a little knot in it, right? Like the more you twist it, the knottier it gets and the harder it gets. You can never undo it. Once it's there, it's there. What you can do, though, is you can loosen the connection and you can form a new one. So basically, while that thought will always be there, the more that you create a new pathway for your brain to go to, when you redirect the thought like, no, I'm not stupid, I'm actually pretty accomplished, I'm smart, right? You redirect it and you keep on going in that new pathway, that starts to loosen a little and you start building another groove. And so our brains, like I said, are designed in a way that always focuses on the negative. So you have to proactively build the positive.
Well, and to touch on that thought is, how many times have you gotten a compliment or whatever, praise, but you remember the one negative comment, the one time someone says something, that's what sticks with you. And it's like, why?
It's your negativity bias.
Yeah.
That is why.
That's what I think most people can actually say, of course. You have 27 people, you did great at it, and it's the one that says, well, and you're like, then you start thinking, it's the insecure. Well, why? Why didn't they like it? Why didn't... and you're, instead of just saying, well, that was just their fucking opinion. Like, move along. Well, okay, yeah.
It's helpful to dismiss it when you're aware that like, well, this is why I'm thinking. This is why I'm so obsessed with the one negative comment or this one negative possible outcome. And I can't think of, it's so easy, like when you start something new, you can think of a million things that could go wrong. And you almost never think of like, what could go right? What if it's amazing? What if it's great?
I always say half glass full. Glass half full.
Yeah.
I'm always looking.
Well, that's great.
There first. And it's funny because my husband's the opposite. So that's what we always say. We're like yin and yang in that. He's always going to point out all the things that might go wrong, the dangers, whatever. That's just by nature who he is.
Well, he's also a lawyer, and we're professionally trained issue spotters.
And he says, and he was a prosecutor, and he saw so many things. And
No,
that's fine. But okay, that's what you did. But you can
really
also
hard.
retrain. Yes, but I mean,
hello, his neural connections are. He hasn't
we need
created
to undo those knots.
He hasn't created the new habit, and that's what I was getting
which is crazy
to.
because I'm like really. I used to be really polar opposite, like naive to a point where I'm like, let's just do it and fuck it, let's see what happens. He always just say, you and that bucket attitude, and I'm like, because to me it's like, well, let's do it. And then we'll deal with what happens.
Sure. And
I'm
that's
a little less that like now,
well,
okay.
Because you live, you learn.
What could happen? Can I deal with it? Okay, let's do it. And we'll throw caution to the wind. And if it happens, and we'll deal with it.
Well, that's also
I'm not going to miss out on things just because fear doesn't prevent anything. It stops you living today.
100%. And that's a great also lesson in resilience, which we can talk about another time. But I want to quickly just get back to why the gratitude practice really works, because it literally rewires your brain in a different direction. And rather than sitting and thinking of all the things I do not have, you think of this is everything I do have. And when you are in that state, it's like, this is enough. This is more than enough. And it puts you in a completely different headspace. So I encourage you, and there is science to back this. They did research on this. People who practice gratitude, where they wrote down every night for a week or however long they did it, they would write down 3 good things that happened to them in the last 24 hours. Just 3 good things. And it could be something major, like I got a promotion, or something super small, like my coffee was extra delicious today.
Yeah, like it didn't burn my mouth. Like the creamer was just perfect.
Yeah, like it could be the sun was out today and it was a nice day.
No. And I want rain.
I know you do. Okay, it was raining today. Whatever it is for you, right? People who did that.
The dog did not bark while we were having our podcast.
Yeah. We remembered to press record.
Oh my God.
For another day. But those people, their happiness levels were exponentially higher, and that lasted for up to 6 months just by writing down 3 good things.
I'm gonna commit here.
You heard it here, folks.
That I'm going to start writing it down.
But you can pair it. Here's a tip. If you want to start a gratitude practice, it can be hard to start something new and get into the rhythm of it. So pack it or tie it to another habit you already have.
Like making coffee.
Like making your coffee. So my
wonderful little fridge.
This bitch. Okay. So our studio.
Along with my beauty cart of all the things that I need to try. Because I'm an Instagramaholic, by the way. And as long as I don't have to leave the house to do anything, I'm willing to give products a try.
This is Disneyland, okay? There's so many little like fun surprises in this house. So in her bedroom, which is our studio, she has this refrigerator with a coffee maker.
Rocco fridge I found on Instagram. Telling you I love Instagram for those things.
Okay. It's got drinks. It's got
coffee.
It's
got creamer. It's got drinks, i.e. sodas, water, alcohol. I think it has a little alcohol. Not that we've ever used it. They've been in there forever, but it's there.
But it's there in case you need it.
Should we need to sit in these chairs at night, my husband and I, and have a cocktail? We have a terrace out there.
It won't be as fun, but that's fine.
No, I know. Of course not. But yeah, and then the coffee. And we talked about having a coffee robot. Elon Musk, if you're listening, yeah, whatever. He's the inventor and has the money. So whoever has it. But I always dreamt of a coffee robot that would come in the mornings and hello, like in Rocky 4, you know.
Oh my gosh, yes.
We love Rocky. Rocky 4 come in like, hello, good morning, Claudia, and bring me my ready-made coffee to my bed where I don't have to get up. I don't have to put the thing. And this is as easy as it gets. Put the pod, put the cup, and it's done. I've taught my husband how to do it, and he now knows, and he doesn't drink coffee. He's your robot
for now.
He's a robot, but at least I'm halfway there. It gets brought to me, just not by a robot.
All right. Well, so number one on your gratitude list is going to be my coffee station.
In my room.
Yeah. And so the point is pair it with something you already do. So if you make coffee every morning, just keep a little notepad next to the coffee machine. And while the coffee's brewing, just write down 3 quick things. Or if you want to do it while you're brushing your teeth, you don't even necessarily need to write it down. As long as you are...
Acknowledge it.
It works better if you do. But... just set I know someone else who does like a gratitude alarm, and it's just like a little timer that goes off, and like in that moment it'll be like, right, let me think of something I'm grateful for. And it's a kind of nice pause, probably in the middle of a stressful day, like to just redirect your brain that's in the this is bad and that's not good and I got to do this, and just stop and say like, man, I'm healthy. If you're lucky enough to be healthy, or I
woke up today. I mean, if you're really looking for even just the basic, you're saying I have nothing to be grateful for. So you're here to say
you have running water, a working toilet. Try not having one.
Yeah.
Try not having one. See what happens. See how grateful you'll feel. So I just think incorporating more gratitude into your life can really help you just redirect your focus. Like this isn't the most important thing. It's nice. I mean, we all want to look good. We all want to feel good, but it's really not. So I think let's leave it at that. Yeah. Like a nice little, just like, here's what you can do to.
Just we're all going through it.
And we're all in it together. It's a lifelong practice.
Some people, I mean, I have some very close people in my life that don't really even give it that much importance. Like they do it, but mostly because we're on them about like, hey man, take a second to like
run a comb through that thing.
Like do something, like a little something, just please, because I gotta look at you. But that's my family, so I gotta say it's okay to say it because I can say it. But you know, sometimes when you take 1 minute, if you're not a person that says, I'm not gonna do that, or I don't care, I don't own makeup, I don't want to do it. You know, you'd be surprised at how it kind of just gives you that little jolt of, that I do look cute, or that does feel nice to cut my one length hair that I do nothing with and maybe cut it short and add some highlights. Or, I mean, if it's not your thing, that's fine. We're not here to say, oh my God, you got to keep up. But you'd be surprised what it does for you sometimes, just to say, I took a little time to do something for me.
Yeah. And so it's basically
whether it's exercise, stretch.
Yeah. It's finding that balance.
Comb your hair, dye your hair, brush your teeth.
Yeah. It's
a little lip gloss.
It's kind of finding that balance between like taking care of yourself and showing yourself love.
Some love.
And, you know, giving yourself the same care and consideration that I'm certain you're giving to everybody else in your life.
Yeah.
Make sure that you give yourself some of that, but don't get so caught up in it that you start to feel bad about yourself, because that's the opposite of self-love.
And then the never ending the treadmill. Yeah. You know, you're getting this because it's popular, this or that, because you want to look a certain way. That fad will pass. It's going to pass.
Yeah.
You know, and you're going to be stuck with the result of whatever you did, or, you know, like do it for you. Mm-hmm. Do it for you, whatever it is. If it's
invest in loving yourself, and then the answers will come, right? Because when you love yourself, all the choices that you make that align with that, they'll be the right choices because you're making them for the right reasons.
And it's not easy. I'm telling you, I'm on that path, and
I just said that as if it's like, you know,
so easy. Like, let me just go get my journal
and let me love yourself. Yeah. I mean, gosh,
it's hard.
It's super freaking hard.
And even when you've done things that you're proud of and achieved state championships and things like that.
Ooh, what? Mm-hmm.
Even when you feel like you've accomplished some things, but there's moments where you're going to find all the things that you think are lacking, that you fall short on, that I don't make enough money, I don't, you know, wear a certain size, my hair isn't this, I'm not a room mom, there's always going to be things you're not doing, or you can't be everything all the time to everybody, even to yourself. Mm-hmm. So just take the little wins, take the little, you know what, I brushed my hair and I picked it up and I smoothed all the flyaways and I feel good. That's fine. Good. Keep going. You know, just
keep going.
Be good. Be nice to yourself.
Be nice to yourself and keep going. And I think that's a wonderful note to end it on.
We're going to keep going.
We have more to say. We're just going to not record the rest of it. But thank you for joining us. It's been so fun having you here. We'll see you again next week. Make sure that you follow us on Instagram, TMI FYI podcast. You can send us an email. Ask us at TMIFYIpodcast.com.
If you have a subject that you want us to talk about, or
if there's something we said you can relate to, if you have a story, if you have feedback for us.
Yeah, if you're coming back with hate, don't.
No,
just
not
switch
hateful.
the channel. We're not.
I'll take some critical feedback, like you say a certain word that's really annoying.
Stop using your hands, because I'd use my hands.
Stop using your hands, or
I know.
Brush your hair, or
and you have flyaways, girl. Check yourself.
We'll take the feedback.
But like this isn't a. I get it. There's people out there that are gonna. But we're just trying to have conversation, man. Bring it light. We're just trying to keep it light and fun. And there's gonna be some heavier topics.
Sure. We'll go there.
And those are gonna be more for the FYI and maybe an outlet for people that need a place for an outlet. But for now, like, Just come, have a good time. If you've got something to share, if there's a subject you're like, oh my God, this is going on, we'd be happy. If you have a dilemma, I know that I watch Jenna on the Today Show, and they have a dilemma thing or a social dilemma where people write in.
Okay.
I love those.
I love that. So if you have a problem and you want us to give you advice.
What do you do if?
We have life experience. We've lived. We've done some things.
We've been here a minute.
We've been here a minute.
Because I have something to say about bridezillas. Not even the bridezillas, the moms of the brides.
Oh my God.
It's not your wedding.
Okay. Gosh, we have there's so many ways we can go. So make sure you email us. Make sure you follow us on YouTube. Make sure you follow us on Instagram. Listen to us wherever you get your podcast.
Yeah, this is new to us.
Yeah,
we're rookies.
Yeah,
you don't know how many times we have effed up and we haven't hit record, and we're learning. We're finding our groove. But this is why we did this. We get into some good conversations. We laugh. We're honest. And
we will not lie to you. That's one thing we can promise.
Sure. And there's going to be things that we bring up that you're going to be like, oh my God, did they go there? And we did. So we're getting our groove. We're learning as we go. And we want you to come along with us and share. And
let's build like a little community of women who are not
here
just
for
women.
Each other. We need to be here for each other and talk about the things.
All right. See you next week, everybody.
Cheers.
Cheers.